What is good, YouTube? Quinway basketball analysis coming to y'all with that instant analysis. We're gonna talk about my Boston Celtics winning their eighth straight. Um, like I said yesterday, we watched. Um, we seen Boston end up beating Denver to get their seventh straight, and it started to look like they figured things out. Today they got off to a pretty decent start. They defended well, just couldn't make a lot of shots from three, and they just couldn't make shots consistently. While the Hawks was able to hit a lot of threes and pretty much brutalize us on the offensive end for the most part. As the second half went on, the Celtics started making their shots. They started making threes. Kind of cooled down from three as the quarter went on, but they were still able to ride Tatum. Tatum was able to make some shots. He was able to make some things happen. Guys was able to chip in and get some buckets throughout. Jaylen Brown did have some good shots and some good moments in this game. Never really took over the game, but had, an impact on this game. And we look at the Celtics, this was a team win. Everybody contributed. Everybody chipped in. It wasn't the perfect game. It wasn't the greatest game, but it was a W. It was a convincing one. We had a double-digit lead. We had a chance where we could have probably blew it within the 4 minutes, but we didn't make that many mistakes after that. We kept our composure and basically just finished off the Hawks. So you got to give credit to the Hawks. They came out, competed. They really was, hitting their shots and playing their game. It just, as the game went on, we started figuring things out. Shot stopped falling for the Hawks. Shots started falling for us, and we was able to finish the game with a double-digit lead, which is pretty good. So when I look at this game, it's a lot of things to take away. When you look at both sides, the Hawks obviously needed this W as now they're 4 games below 500, while the Celtics are now on an 8-game winning streak, putting them in the top 6 in the Eastern Conference, which can help them if they can finish in the top 6, avoid the play-in tournament, which they was in last year, but they ended up making it anyway into the playoffs. Gallinari, 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from the three-point line, only 5 points. He did hit a 3, but that was really about it for the most part for his impact today, and it was early in the game, so it didn't really matter in the end. DeAndre Hunter had some 2 threes go down, but just missed the rest throughout the game. Plus, he really couldn't get his shot falling or layups going really this game either, so he finished with 10 points, 4 of 16 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and 5 personal fouls. That is their best perimeter defender, but he did get into foul trouble this game. Capella wasn't that rim force, like I said, all season. Last 2 years he was. This year hasn't really been able to dominate or control that paint with and without John Collins. And today just was another example. Finished with 1 block in 31 minutes, only 8 points in the game, but he did get 17 rebounds. He does hustle. He does have a lot of effort, and it was a lot of jump shots in this game, so the rebounds was there. You got to give him credit. He did rebound pretty good, and 15 of them was defensive, but he did only have 2 offensive rebounds, letting you know that he didn't really dominate the paint the way they needed him to without John Collins in there, but he did have a solid game overall. Didn't get the double-double, but still was solid. Trey Young had 30, kind of disappeared a little bit, and then we seen a little bit of a Bogdanovich show who played 38 minutes, more minutes than Trey Young this game, and he ended up going 9 for 20, 3 of 10 from 3. So he did hit some shots, but did miss a couple in a row. But he kept them in the game. They never took the lead, but he kept them from getting blew completely out by making some shots and really got them flowing when guys just wasn't making shots. So he ended up with 26, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Like I said, he did shoot 9 of 20, which isn't terrible. And he did shoot 3 of 10 from 3, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. So a solid game for Bogdanovich off the bench. But ultimately, it didn't really get them over the hump because they trailed at that point. DeLon Wright came off the bench, gave him 16 minutes, 2 points, and 6 rebounds, 1 of 3 from the field. Lou Williams hit a 3, and that was really about it from him because he was 1 of 5. His only make was the 3 that he hit. 2 rebounds, 2 assists for him, and 1 steal. Okongwu was dominating a little bit in the paint, but he didn't play that much, so he only had 17 minutes. 2 of 4 from the field, some tough finishes, but finished with 5 rebounds and 1 block and 4 points. Kevin Huerter finished the game with 7 points. And Trey Young finished with 30. Like I said, he had moments where his shot was falling and shots just wasn't. He took some tough ones that just didn't fall either. And he took some tough ones that did. Finished 4 of 12 from three. 9 of 26 from the field. Like I said, some of his floaters didn't go, some of his layups didn't go, and just some of his threes ultimately didn't go tonight. But he stayed aggressive. He stayed looking for his shot, stayed putting pressure on the defense. It just didn't last the entire game like it did the first 2 quarters, and that's a big reason why they lost. But he did finish with 4 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and 30 points. So that was a pretty solid game for Trey Young. And then Tatum, this was a game where we didn't really know what was going to happen. The Celtics go on a 10-0 run to close out the lead, to give them a chance to take over. And they pretty much didn't look back from there. They was able to grab it and then extend it because of Tatum putting up some points. And then they was able to ride home. Pretty much after there, he finished with 38 points, 13 of 27, 4 of 10 from three, 8 of 9 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Al Horford had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block. Solid, 2 of 2 from three. They left him open. He spaced out the floor so guys can get to the basket, getting Clint Capella out there, out of the middle sometimes, and allow Tatum and Smart and them guys to get some good lanes. And they also got some good boards. You look at Robert Williams with 14 rebounds, Tatum with 10, Horford with 6, Smart with 6, and even Jaylen Brown had 9. So our perimeter players and our interior players all gained rebounded tonight. And it really showed, even when you look at the offensive rebounds, even Robert Williams had 6 tonight, and every starter besides Al Horford had at least 1, which is just showing you the collectiveness that, they knew that without Collins and Capella, they had a chance to get some speed and quickness and, gain rebound, which they did tonight. Robert Williams had 10 points. He got it late, but he did finish with a double-double. And he did have 2 blocks, 5 turnovers, kind of rushed and trying to force things a little bit, but he's still young and developing. He's showing that he is, going in the right direction as a rim protector and as a finisher and just a good fit for this team. Something that we didn't really know 2 years ago, but he has shown that he can be a solid starter for us now. So the extension don't look as bad. You just hope he can continue to build on this season and continue to play better in the future, which he has so far last year, and he's playing a whole lot better this year too. So we'll see, as his career continue, what he becomes. Marcus Smart had an all-around game, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 13 points. Didn't make a 3 tonight, 0 of 5. 3 of 11 from the field, but his defense was good, and he really just had an impact, just keeping guys moving, keep staying in front of guys, communication, and just playing hard. Like I said, didn't make the 3, didn't have the greatest offensive game, but when you look at the assists and the rebounds and the patience, not really forcing it a lot, it was a solid game for Marcus Smart, who's not really known as a scorer anyway or a great shooter, just been solid this season compared to his previous seasons. And Jaylen Brown didn't have that dominant game tonight, but had a solid all-around game, which he has been having for like the last 2 months. A 17-point game, 9 rebound game, 3 assists. Also did shoot 6 of 16 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. Never really got the 3 going, but never really was too bad from it. Took some tough ones that just didn't fall and made some. Also did probe a little bit and get to the paint, and did do pretty good rebounding, especially defensively with 7, just helping them close out possessions so they can get in transition or, close out the position so they can get back into their offense. He did good there and played solid defense. Same with Jason Tatum. He was able to, get beat sometimes, but he was also able to stay in front and make shots tough for whoever he was guarding. Same with Brown, same with Smart, and even Robert Williams for the most part. Grant Williams hit 1 3. He missed a couple in a row, but he did make 1. 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal for him. 5 points, and also 2 of 5 from the field. So didn't have that Grant Williams type of game where he gets double-digit points, but it just wasn't needed tonight, and he still came in and gave some type of production. Derek White, a little bit too much of him. I feel like he came in the first half and was a real big difference maker. turning down bad shots for better shots or a better shot by passing it. He either got a dunk or got a wide open three, or he just passed it to keep the ball movement, or he just passed it to get somebody an easy opportunity. That's how he finished with 5 assists off the bench. But he did settle for a lot of threes that was difficult or tough or early in the shot clock, and he ended up finishing 2 of 10. So you would like him to keep attacking, keep passing, and just being a great support player, which he did in the first half. But got a little bit too trigger happy in the second half, and the shots that probably shouldn't even took didn't fall, and ultimately didn't have the game that he probably could have if he would have just turned them down and just continued to play within the system and the offense like he did in the first half. But overall, I see, his IQ, his patience can really fit in well with this team and give them a guy that can play the 1, 2, or 3 offensively or defensively. So it gives them a little versatility there. And also, Peyton Pritchard played 11 minutes, didn't make a shot, 0 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3, did get 1 rebound, 1 assist. And that was pretty much it for him. So this is a solid game for the Celtics. We had a chance to lose. We could have lost confidence. We could have let the Hawks, blow it away. But we fought, stayed in it. The game got close. Tatum hit a couple shots that was big. And we never looked back from the third quarter and ended up closing the game around the 4 or 5 minute mark. And then, finished off with a double-digit lead. So the Celtics, some of these games we blow. Some of these games team come back and beat us. Now we're starting to grind them out. Now we're starting to take control. Now we're starting to be a little bit composed, not really crazy, reckless, going heat. And his turn, my turn. Just everybody flowing and playing well. Still would like us to defend and communicate a little better. Still would like us to turn down some of the rush 3-point attempts and, pass the ball, get a better shot. You got 24 seconds. You got 5 players. You got guys that can space the floor, play on and off the ball, and handle the ball. You don't really got to rush and take tough shots. Same with Brown, White, even Tatum. You don't really need them, especially because you have a lot of talent, a lot of playmakers, and also a lot of good screen setters to get better opportunities and shots. Plus, people can cut. You got athletes now. You got, good guys that can even make the extra pass as we see. Even Marcus Smart get a little trigger happy too. He didn't really do a lot this game. But, we still got to focus on getting better. Still got to focus on playing as a team, which we have done better than the first 2 months of the season. Didn't see a lot of whining. Didn't see a lot of complaining. Didn't see a lot of frustration. Even when we was down this game, we just seen a lot of people just kept playing, kept going, and eventually we turned it around in the second half and just closed it out. So big game for Tatum, a big game for a team. This is just like a different spirit. Just a different team than I seen, the first 2 months, especially when we blew a lot of big leads. We quit. We got mad. We got angry. Got frustrated at each other when we got down or blew a game. This game we kind of just kept playing through and see what happened, and then we also just finished it out pretty well, especially against a worthy opponent that had been beating and upsetting teams a lot the last 2 months. And they could have been. We could be on a 7-game win streak. It could have been us, but we was able to get it done. So that is something that I see different than the first beginning of the season that I am seeing throughout this win streak. I just hope we continue playing like this. And hopefully Tatum and Brown can keep stepping it up. They having good to solid seasons, still not that great or elite season that we wanted them to have as a duo this year. But we'll see how they finish out the rest of the season. But overall, good game for the Celtics, solid game for them. Now it's just about doing this for the rest of the season so we can finish in the top 6, so we don't have to do the play-in, and we can continue to build upon our success that we have. And now you never want to go backwards. You only want to build on your success and go forward and keep building it up until you can get where you ultimately want to reach, which is your destination. And we're doing a good job of that now. We just don't want to do it, the other way, which is going backwards and start losing again. And then we might not even make it, or we got to fight to make it. Then we at the bottom, so we got to play a tough team. Then we out in the first round. At least now we got a legit chance to make some damage in the league. So, I mean, a playoff. So, especially if we keep playing like this and defending like this. And hopefully Tatum and Brown can pick up that confidence and get it going like we seen last year. But we'll see what happens with them. Other than that, Quinn Way Basketball Analysis signing out. See y'all later today. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the night.